They say prison changes a man, but nobody expected for Max B to break this badly. It's been reported he only had 2 weeks left in prison after serving 16 and decided to snitch ridiculously just to make it home in time for French Montana's birthday. Not only did he snitch on his own flesh and blood, he also told on his then girlfriend.
It was said that, he helped the police catch me. That's what one of the detectives said on the stand.
Oh, so Max knew that you were coming to Sin City, and a detective actually said that Max contacted the police and told them where you're going to be in order for you to be arrested?
Yes.
Watch this video to get a better understanding of how so-called real men fold under pressure, even while considered American icons. Don't hesitate to click to hear more about this. Motivation. Life has ways of testing us when we least expect it. It whispers to us when things are easy, and it screams at us when things fall apart. Today's message is simple, but powerful. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Max B killed a man, went to jail for 17 years as an OG gangster. He snitched on his own flesh and blood brother when he only had 2 weeks left in jail, just so he can make it home to a birthday party. There's power in keeping it solid, and there ain't no love in snitching. Today's message is if you can't do the time, then don't do the crime. Decisions made can land you in jail for the rest of your life, unless you're willing to snitch like Max B. In case you haven't heard, he killed a man in cold blood, then went home and did a song about it. He fixed him a bowl of cereal with the blood still on his hands. Now he's old, he's only 4'11", and he's a well-known snitch in these Harlem World streets. Because the decisions he made out of moments of excitement cost him years of his freedom. And when pressure hits, not everyone stands strong. Some people fold. I'm surprised that Max B fold. With all that stuff he was talking in his mixtapes, I thought he would have kept it solid. Some people break. I figure if Dipset can break up, anybody can break up. If the Fat Boys can break up, anybody can break up. The only group I know that's still standing 10 toes deep is the Temptations, and all of their original members died, but their sons came in to take their places. Some people betray your innocence and turn you into a monster, even though there was nothing that you did in order to make a person feel a way about you. They still find ways. They'll look for something. People will start fishing and digging until they find something about you that they can use against you whenever they see fit. Max B may be too old for another rap beef, but if he ever get into a rap puree, I'm pretty sure they will throw him under the bus for these latest snitching allegations. See, everybody wants fast money. Everybody wants respect. Everybody wants the lifestyle, but people aren't willing to stay solid. Instead, they get to shaking like booty meat and snitch on their whole families just to be home in time for a slice of birthday cake. Nobody talks about the cold nights in the prison cell. Nobody talks about missing birthdays. Max B missed 16 of French Montana's birthdays, but by the 17th, that's when he decided he had enough. He snitched and got out of jail. There's people in prison missing funerals of loved ones that they really, really love. They can't go to their father, their uncle, their mother, their auntie's funeral because they're sitting in jail, because they made a decision on the streets that landed them in jail. Nobody talks about the mental battles that plenty of inmates have to endure, living with funky cellmates. You might get housed with a serial killer that really irks your nerves. I want you to think twice before you make a horrible decision like Max B. I figure if he did 16 years in jail, there's no way he could be snitching, because if he was, he would be home, he would be free. But somehow, some way, even though he did all that time, he folded, knowing that he would have had to do 75 years in jail. People were surprised that he got out when he got out. I must say, I was looking around on the blogs trying to figure out How did he get out of jail even though he was sentenced to 75 years in jail? There's a story many people talk about involving Max B. He's a very talented man, and when he was younger, I figured he would have a bigger career than Jay-Z, a bigger career than Snoop Dogg. By the way things was going for Max B, I thought he would have a bigger career than Tupac and Biggie put together. Bigavelli. But when the system closed in, the weight became heavy, and like so many others before him, the pressure tested his character when he killed that man in that hotel room, got arrested for it, and wound up folding. Because when freedom is on the line, fear gets louder than loyalty. And that's when people start making choices they never thought they would. Birds of a feather flock together. There's been questions about French Montana's loyalty as well. Once upon a time, he was besties with Diddy, at all of the freak-offs, at all of Diddy's parties, and when Diddy got locked up, French Montana wasn't nowhere to be found. And it's interesting how when Max B got locked up, French Montana was there for the whole ride. Maybe because, like I said, birds of a feather flock together. Now let me tell you something real to motivate you further. Snitching doesn't just hurt others, it destroys trust forever. People are abandoning Max B's music. His mixtapes have been found in trash cans all across New York City. Once your word is broken, once your reputation is broken, it can never fully be repaired. You might save yourself today. You might get out early, go home, get married, have more kids, enjoy the life, food, drinks, parties, but you lose respect for a lifetime. Therefore, it's not really worth it. People throw their lives away during moments of anger. Justify anger in most cases. If somebody put their hands on you, you may be motivated to put your hands back on them. But if you do that and things escalate, somebody's really injured, the police is called. Now you got a crime scene on your hands and you will be sitting in the back of the cop car. When they process you and you get down to the station, you might not be able to handle the pressure, being away from your PlayStation, being away from your big screen TV, being away from your loved ones and your favorite restaurants. As soon as you get in that cold cell, that's when you will snitch. Worse than Max B did on his own biological brother. After more than a decade behind bars, Max B returned to public life, emerging from a legal saga that reshaped both his sentence and his legacy. Originally sentenced to 75 years for a botched robbery, his conviction was later vacated. In 2016, he accepted a plea deal for aggravated manslaughter, reducing his term to 20 years and allowing for an early release. His return has reignited interest in both his music and the events that kept him incarcerated for so long. Freedom has, however, brought renewed scrutiny. Speculation around Max B's plea deal and alleged cooperation with authorities has persisted. Recently on the podcast, he emphasized that the truth of his choices is distinct from the chatter surrounding them. So he never denied being a snitch. He never denied that he told. People don't know the ins and outs and the complications of his case. But now that he's home, his best bet is to put the microphone down, because nobody's trying to listen to anything he has to say when we know that it's all fabricated and everything that he speaks about, for the most part, in his old age, is a lie. What you're gonna have to do is do your sit-ups, do your push-ups, do whatever it takes to make money so you won't have to struggle, so you won't have to be a fake gangster like Max B, so you won't have to go out there and rob little old ladies, so you won't have to get some woman pregnant just so you can live off of her food stamps in Section 8. You're going to have to get motivated in order to be a better version of you, because if you don't, you won't be able to do the crime to serve the time, because you'll be too weak. You'll be too puny. You won't have what it takes to do masculine things. And believe you me, there's nothing masculine about killing somebody. There's nothing masculine about doing crime. There's nothing masculine about being in jail. But there's something very masculine about being true to yourself. There's something very masculine about being a respectable person, a lovable person. There's nothing weak about being kind. There's nothing weak about being humble and wholesome. There's nothing weak about being a good person. This is your daily motivation. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more motivation. Max B, if you're listening, you let a lot of people down, especially a lot of young brothers that looked up to him, even though he's only 4'11". There's men out there that was expecting to change their lives around for the worse, to be more like Max B, because they saw all the love that he received when he got home from jail. I couldn't believe it. The way people was in the streets, you would have thought it was a Caribbean festival, all because Max B made it out of the can. I'm not gonna lie, I was happy that Max B came home. I was excited, I was ecstatic that Max B was back on the streets. But now, after hearing these rumors about him telling on his own brother just to get the reduced jail time, it lets me know that everybody's not built for that lifestyle. If you're gonna go that way, ride it all the way. If you're gonna be a gangster, be all the way gangster. Like Mobb Deep said, there's no such thing as halfway crooks. If you ask me, your best bet is to be a nice guy. Make sure you stay motivated, drink plenty of water, get plenty of sleep, and don't forget, eat plenty of protein.